Hello and welcome to another video related to Wyrestorm devices. This time I finally got my hands on their AV over IP NHD-600 series. This is their top of the line product, so I was really curious to see how it will handle HDR, 4K and Dolby Atmos all at once. It is good to know that LAN port and the 10 gigabit main port are logically connected together, as this will directly influence your network designs. Their demo kit came with the Zyxel XS3800 10 gigabit switch. We had 3 transmitter units and 2 receiver units. Transmitters have an option of DisplayPort or HDMI as an input. RS-232 in IR in and out. On the receiver end, however, we had an HDMI output and also RS-232 IR in and out. However, we do have also an analog output. And of course, finally, we will need one of these control devices to control all of the equipment. I quickly added all the devices I had. I tried to use the worst possible cable I could find just to see how it will behave in the worst conditions. I also had to upgrade everything from scratch. In case you do hit some problems and some bumps, just contact their tech support. They got me going in a matter of like 10-15 minutes with all the devices fully upgraded. Same options apply, like for 400 series in terms of control. There are small differences here and there, but for me the first thing that I really wanted to do is extract few EDID settings from devices like 4K Marantz preamp, audio controls M5 as well, and the Samsung 4K HDR TV, just to get the highest possible audio and video combination, which I would then upload to transmitters. Initially I tried to modify the EDID files with the Wyrestorm EDID Editor, but I found that it doesn't really access the entire EDID block. So instead I tried to use EEDID Gold by Analog Devices. The software allows you modification of basically everything, and parts that are interesting to us is the ones editing supported resolutions, audio and speaker setup. So by combining the best video supported from one and then combining it with the best sound setup from Marantz and the audio controls M5, I was pretty much able to create a perfect EDID for my setup. To see how internal scalers of the RX devices will work, I pretty much mixed 1080p Samsung TV with a 4K HDR, also Samsung TV, while both Apple TVs were maxed out at 4K 60Hz HDR and chroma subsampling of 422. Next, I deliberately played with the Zyxel multicast settings and broke them just to show you how the network problems would look like. This way you can easily troubleshoot the right thing if you come across it. I will include the Zyxel switch setup that was given to me by their tech support in the links below, in case you ever need it. It's 7 pages long, explains IGMP, fast or immediate leave, link aggregation, and a few other things that you should look into once you set up your network. At this point I added also a Raspberry Pi 4 that was playing the onboard trailer, as it does provide a 4K output, and I thought it would be a great thing to see the switching between the HDCP 2.2 compliant sources, which are the 2 Apple TVs playing Smurfs and Joker, and then the non-HDCP ones like the Raspberry Pi. In Apple TV settings, 4K HDR and Dolby Atmos all are enabled, so it was time to add audio controls, Maestro M5 preamplifier, because I wanted to see how fast it will switch between the Dolby Atmos available on Apple TVs and then the PCM mode on the Raspberry Pi. At this point I looped a few videos via iTunes and just left the whole setup running for around a week. During the next few days I was out of the office, but one thing freaked me out when I came back. My colleagues switched off the air conditioning in my office, and knowing that these devices have a fanless design, I was a little bit worried. But to my surprise it was just slightly warmer than usual. Devices still just kept on running and looping videos without any issues. However, that did get me thinking, how can I truly bring these devices to their knees? There was just one obvious choice, the SEGA Mega Drive 2. With its Hyper HD resolution of 320 by 224 pixels, 16-bit Motorola CPU, 512 colors, and not one, not two, but 6 possible channels in stereophonic sound, I was absolutely sure I will melt and destroy the Wyrestorm demo kit. And as I watched Sonic and Tails try their best to flood the multicast network with superb video and audio quality, one thing became increasingly obvious. Wyrestorm managed to tame even this wild beast. On a more serious note, and before we end this video as well, make sure you check out my channel, as it contains more Wyrestorm integration guides with Crestron, and know that all manuals, firmware, EDID files used in this video and much more can be found on the Google Drive link in the description below. I'd like to thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.